Hi, myself Pushpa. I'm working as an accounts lecturer in PU College in a private institutions. So now today I'm going to start tuitions for a second year PU students of accountancy subject, where the first chapter is concerned with fundamentals of partnership. So as you know that you know about the partnership business, you have studied in the first PUC. Let me introduce myself before I go for the topic. Once again I say that my name is Pushpa. So I have completed my education in MCOM and a CA articleship. I have completed my CA articleship and along with the corresponding BEd I have done. I am rendering the service as an accounts lecturer since from 20 years. So I am very much well known about the subjects regarding the second year. Few topics were been added, few topics were been deleted. Since from my experience I am teaching the accountancy, few chapters have been additionally added and few chapters have been deleted because it has been feeling heavy for the students according to the PU board. Now till now it was not for profit organization for the second PUC students, but now they have taken the first chapter as a fundamentals of partnership, that is partnership accounts itself. So when I teached last year, it was nearly 60 to 65 marks was concerned with partnership accounts only. Now also if you understand the partnership once, one chapter means the partnership only if you understand that is admission of the partner, retirement of the partner, dissolution of the partner, death of the partner, fundamental of the partnership. If you study these 5 chapters related to partnership in the second year, at least you will be able to get 45 marks in these chapters. You are going to get 45 marks from this chapter and you will be easily pass out by knowing the partnership itself. So let me go for the first chapter, that is introduction part, that is fundamentals of partnership accounts. What do you mean by partnership accounts? So as you know that in the last year in the business studies we have studied that we have many kinds of business we are doing, that is sole proprietorship, partnership business, companies, joint stock company, private limited company, public limited company as such. So in this is partnership. In this chapter you are going to study about if they are doing a partnership business, how they have to maintain their accounts. How they have to maintain their accounts, that accounting system you are going to study in entire this chapter. It is covered 5 topics. The entire partnership is covered under 5 topics. One is fundamentals of partnership, where you come to know the basics of the partnership work, and the second one is know about the admission of the partner, a third one is retirement of the partner, a fourth one is death of the partner, and a fifth one is dissolution of the partner, that is liquidation of the partnership firm. How all these concepts work, I am going to take it one by one a chapter wise. Okay, now I am going to take the first chapter, that is fundamentals of partnership. Can anyone tell me what you mean by the partnership? So as you know that the partnership means the 2 or more persons, the relationship between 2 or more persons who join their hands, do the business together, share the profit and losses according to their portion of the capital contributed to the business, according to their agreement, acting for all or any one of them, which we call it as a partnership business, as you know that. And this partnership had some futures. The partnership firm has some futures. That is, the futures is, the first future is there should be an agreement. A partnership should be in the form of agreement. The agreement may be a oral agreement or it may be a written agreement. The second one is they have to share the profit and losses according to the agreement. A third one is lawful business. Whatever the business you are going to make, it should be a lawful business. It should not be an unlawful business. The lawful business means you are doing in a business. For example, if you are making a production of the cement, or if you are making a production of the bricks, that are called as a lawful business, where it is being allowed. And if you are doing an illegal business like selling of drugs and all, that is called as an illegal business, which is unlawful to the government. Whereas when the law says that it is unlawful, it will not be considered as a legal in under the partnership agreement. So now every business what you are doing, it should be lawful. That is called as lawful business. The last one is unlimited liability. What do you mean by unlimited liability? What is the main feature? That's the main feature of the partnership firm, that is unlimited liability. The liability means, as you know that the liability means if you have taken any loan from the other person, we call it as a liability. In the same way, in the partnership firm, each and every partner has contributed their capital and they have done the business and they share the profit and losses according to the agreement. So in case, in the business, if anything goes wrong and if the business has come to the winding up of the business, we are winding up of the business or we are liquidating the business, a partnership business, a partnership firm, we are going to wind up. Wind up means closing down the business. When you close down the business, at that time, because you are incurring a heavy losses from some 2 to 3 years, when you are incurring too much losses, you have decided to close the business of partnership firm. When all the partners agree and want to close the business, at that time, if the partnership assets, when the partnership firm, whatever the assets are being there, those assets are not sufficient. They may be current assets or fixed asset, and if they are not sufficient to pay off the liability of the lenders, that's the pay off the liability of the creditors, the pay off the liability of the outsiders. If you have taken any bank loan or if you have taken any long-term loan from the other people, chit funds and all, and if those loan need to be repaid by the selling up of the firm's assets, and the amount which you have received for selling up of those assets, the money that was not sufficient for you to pay off the liability of the outsiders, at that time a partner is individually responsible to bring his own assets, his personal assets. He has to sell out his personal assets and he has to pay off the liability of the partnership firm. So it is been called as unlimited liability. A partner, one who is having one who is a partner in the partnership firm, he will be having always an unlimited liability. It's also one of the feature of the partnership firm. So as said about the agreement, in the agreement we have two types. One is oral agreement and another one is written agreement. In case of written agreement, we mention all the conditions that what is our present role, what kind of business we are doing, which is the location of our business, what's the nature of our business, on which date we have started a business, and how many days the business is going to be continued, and what is our profit sharing ratio. Each and everything will be mentioned in the written agreement. The written agreement contains all the things. We have mentioned all the things what we need to do in the partnership firm. We are going to write in the written agreement and we used to sign each other, all the partners. If you have the 10 members in the partnership firm, all the 10 members are going to sign the written agreement so that there should not be any misunderstanding between the partners once they started a business. So in the case of partnership firm, as per Partnership Act of 1932, till now it was that there should be a minimum of 2 members. In the partnership firm, if you want to start a business, there should be 2 or more persons. There should be 2 or more persons. It is also one of the feature of the partnership firm. There should be 2 or more persons. And in case of maximum, now it is being extended. It was only 10 and 20 previously. Now it has been extended for 100. In the partnership firm, the members can also be extended for 100 members. And if you are doing the banking business, previously it was said that if you are doing a banking business, there is a maximum 20, and if you are doing the private partnership business, which is not related to the finance, in that case only in the partnership only 10 members can stay. But now the members are being extended as per Partnership Act. As the Companies Act has been amended in 2013, even the Partnership Act also amended that in partnership firm there may be more than 100 members as a partners in the partnership firm. Okay, minimum 100, maximum there will be 200 members in the partnership firm. Okay, this is concerned to partnership members, what they are there. I was saying about a oral agreement and written agreement. In case of written agreement, I said that all the conditions will be followed. In case of oral agreement, if you are oral means talking to each other, you have become the partners and started some business. Means you say that your friend circle will be joining in one place, and you suddenly talk to each other that let us start a business, that in this business we are going to earn more profit, so let me start. I invest 50,000, you invest 60,000. In such a way you talk to each other and you started your own business. In orally speaking, you have started a partnership business.